Hello my viewers and welcome to another video where we confront a disturbing trend of entitlement and cultural input in our interactions abroad. Buckle up as we take a look into the complexities of race, privilege and cultural respect in the realm of international travel. It's time to confront uncomfortable truths and strive for a world where every culture is celebrated and respected, no matter where the journey takes us. Check out these videos. I will be right back.
Okay, so let me get this straight. White people are going down to Mexico for vacation and are complaining that the Mexican bands that play on the Mexican beaches are too loud. And the white people complain so much that the Mexicans that ran those Mexican hotels was trying to ban the Mexican bands from playing Mexican music on the Mexican beaches. So the Mexican president got involved and had to send the Mexican military to go down to the Mexican beach because there was too many Mexican protesters protesting against the white people who were trying to ban the Mexican bands. And so the Mexican military is singing alongside the Mexican protesters. Then y'all get mad when people call y'all mayonnaise warriors. Not only that, they have mayonnaise warriors who have moved down to Mexico that have caused a lot of the Mexican restaurants to stop making spicy food. So a lot of the Mexican restaurants are saying that they have to throw out tons and tons of food because white people are complaining so much about the food being spicy that they have to redo a lot of their orders. How about the white people in Mexico? Why don't you go back to your country? And y'all quick to say, it's not always about race. So what is this?
People from the US are literally the worst kind of tourists when they go to other countries. Like, who in their right mind goes to another country and complains about stuff from that country? Someone needs to tell those white people that they're not in the US. They're in a resort. They're not in their neighborhood. They're not in their backyard. Cause see, when white people start hearing loud music in their neighborhood and someone else's backyard, guess what they do? They call the cops on them. And they think that they're in another country and they can do that exact same thing because they got US dollars, because they're white, because they speak English. And I'm so glad que la gente de Mazatlan is showing these people that they can't do that shit. Like the level of delusion and entitlement. Not them trying to gentrify Mexico. All this to say que nunca pare de tocar la banda en Mazatlan. And those white people that are complaining at the resorts, chingan a su madre. And go to New Jersey, bitch.
Bruh, white people. Yes, yo, white people. How the fuck are you gonna take your raggedy ass to another fucking country and try to dictate what the fuck these people who live there, who are from there, what they can and cannot do? Why you gonna sit there and try and get a band that's been playing on the beach for years before your raggedy, white, fragile ass ever fucking got there? You complain to the hotel, they stop it, and then for the following 4 fucking days, that is all you hear because people are protesting in the streets. And then guess what? The hotel manager pulled back his fucking, his thing. Because you know what? You cannot go to another fucking country and dictate what the fuck you want. It's not your place. If you are so fucking you don't want to deal with it, stay the fuck out of Mexico. Stay out of it. Take your fucking white fragile ass into fucking one of these other countries. Go to Europe. Go to Britain, go to fucking Scotland, Ireland, fucking Germany, go to those places. But don't go to Mexico thinking that you are gonna fucking sit here and tell these people what the fuck they are gonna do because of your fragility. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I can't believe y'all really tried that shit. Especially amongst Mexicans, like, yo, fuck you. That's how we feel about you. Fuck you and your feelings. tell people that they can't listen to banda music on the beach because you don't like it or it's too loud. And then you want to complain about the food también. It's too spicy. You're in Mexico, puñeta. Like, what the fuck? Stay out of Mexico. Or go to one of those resorts in another part of Mexico where it's just nothing but you tourists. Just stay there. Don't go to any other part of Mexico. Just stay in the tourist area. Stay where you belong. How about that? My God, I don't like the music. Fuck out of here. Man. Fucking privileged, fucking fragile, fucking... Y'all crazy, for real. Y'all real stupid. Stay the fuck out of Mexico. Take your fucking ass to Europe. You want shit done your way, go to Europe. That's your people. That's your people. Take your ass to Europe. Leave Mexico to the Mexicans. We like our culture. We love our culture. You ain't got to. But we do. That's our place, not yours.
I know not all white people are like this, but why can't you just go to a place, right? And enjoy the culture, enjoy the food, and enjoy what the place have to offer you? Like, why are you always trying to implement your own rules and regulation in other people's countries? If that's the case, stay home. If you don't like something, stay the heck home. You don't have to be there. They are doing fine without you. Like, I don't get, like, some white people be going in every country and trying to implement their own rules and laws and regulation. Like, no, that's not how it works. Learn to appreciate other people's cultures. And that's how they do things. Learn to accept it. Like, you don't have to go. You can just stay home. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get really messed up too. You go to a place where you don't belong, right? And you trying to act big, bad, and tough. Oh, I'm an American. I can do this and that. And that's where a lot of y'all getting killed in these people's countries, because you trying to be all big, bad, and tough, thinking you rule the world, like you can do whatever you want. But in reality, that's not the case. But soon enough, y'all gonna learn the hard way. I promise you. Y'all gonna learn the hard way, because not everybody with the bull. I'm telling you, not everybody with the bull. So y'all need to learn to leave people alone. Like, that's facts.
I feel like I need to respond to some comments on that last post of mine. First, yes, those are not my real eyes. That was a filter, because I mostly look like this. It's not as bad today, but if I'm outside all day here, I look like shit. So yeah, there was a filter, and there's my real eyes. Okay, moving on. To all the white people who have commented on that page saying they didn't say it's white people, you're just assuming that it's white people. That's racist. It is white people. You can list down in the comments if you're one of the people that is white and does not do that. I don't, and I am white, and I'm also in someone else's country right now, and I respect what they like to do, and frankly, I love it here. I think Mexicans find more joy in everyday life than anybody I've ever met, and I think that's a healthy way to live. And if you don't think that, then you can fuck all the way off, and I'll say it again. Go back to the United States. If you don't want to live in a life where there's community and noise and dogs and fun, then get the fuck out, because that's what Mexico is about. It's about family and family that you're honored to be part of, even though you're not blood. Neighbors that take care of each other and talk to one another. That's what Mexico is. And if you don't like that, get the fuck out. It's about dogs barking. It's about music playing. It's about hearing a restaurant or your neighbors having people down the streets, but the park's full of people. The parks are full here, like fucking everywhere. People are coming together, hanging out and enjoying life. And yes, that can be noisy, white folks. That aside, if you are a person that said, but not all white people, but not all men, same thing. I'm sorry, but I'm white, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that the people that are complaining like this are like 99% white, mostly boomers. And I'm not saying it's all y'all. I'm not saying it's all y'all because I'd get lumped in that category too. And I love the noise here. So I love actually pretty much everything about Mexico except for the bugs. We'll get into that later. But the bug situation, not a fan. Not a fan. Also not a fan of Tulum, Mexico. Sorry if those of you that love it, but not my vibe. Okay. That's the only place that I really have not loved here. And we've been all over the Yucatan. I don't know about up north, so I'm speaking to the Yucatan. It's boomers. Boomers, white boomers. They complained about the safety at the pier. We didn't have a problem with the safety at the pier at all. In fact, it was lit up quite enough. But the snowbirds, I'm assuming, I don't know this for a fact again. Someone complained. We have bright lights there now. It's white people. I'm in their Facebook groups for, like, as they call themselves, expats. They're immigrants, by the way, not expats. The immigrant groups here. And so I see what they're bitching about. Now, here in Puerto Morelos, no one's bitching about the music. People are generally a little bit nicer than that. But the things they bitch about are similar in stupidity. Like, and not being grateful for where you are. And not respecting that you're in somebody else's country. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm in like 10. And some of them are not from this side of Mexico. And the things that they bitch about on the Pacific side of Mexico, ridiculous. In fact, I've always said I'd never live there. Or I don't even really want to go there because I see so much bitching from the white people from that side of the country. Down from California, the obnoxiousness that goes on the Facebook group is ridiculous. And it's turned me against even visiting, frankly, which I may like it. And I just haven't gone because I have limited resources. And if I'm going to spend it, I'm going to spend it somewhere that I know I'll like. Anyway, it's you white people. It's you. Just wrap your head around it. It's you. It's colonizer shit, frankly. And fucking stop it or get out. Get out.
I'm so sad to hear of the issues going on in Mazatlan, Mexico with white Americans and Canadians. Me and my daughter was in Mazatlan in 2022. I went to Mazatlan to start my temporary residency in Mexico. The people, let's just get into Mexican people before we start. So a lot of us in the U.S., we literally grew up around Mexicans, Ecuadorians, Salvadorians, people. So we're really acclimated to Latin American culture. Let's just get into that as Black people. They are so loving, so sweet, so welcoming. They will welcome you to your home. Yes, mommy, come eat, come eat. The mommies will greet you, everything. They just like real good people. So my daughter and I was walking on the Malecón, which is like a boardwalk in the U.S. And we saw this natural pool. We're on vacation, YOLO. And I was like, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's jump in, baby. Let's go. So I put my bag down because it's kind of like little makeshift benches there. And then I heard a bunch of Mexican men saying, no, mommy, no, mommy, no, mommy, no, mommy. Yeah, because they knew my big back, unbalanced self was about to slip and fall because it was very slippy because remember, it's a man-made. So they helped me in the water and we jumped in fully clothed because it's just like, where do you walk down the street and see a man-made pool? Where? And it had a little slide to go into it too. Do y'all see those water brick pushing up against the rocks? So also the Malecón in Mazatlan is about 15 to 20 miles. It goes for miles and miles and miles. You can walk, there's street vendors, there's people playing music. You can go to restaurants, you can take pictures. It's just so beautiful. But let's get back into the gentrification part because this is just happening all over the world. So these white Americans from US and Canada are going down to Mazatlan because it's significantly less for them to live on their retirement. They're able to get house cleaning, affordable rents. They can go out to eat. They can just live the life that they truly cannot live in the US and Canada. Let's just be for real about it. You know, they cannot live a life of luxury and retirement on their salary in the US. Let's just be frank. But, if you don't love the culture of where you're deciding to retire and vacation, then you just need not go. because you don't have the ability or force to change a whole society. And why would you even? Oh yeah, it's given the audacity of people. We love Masalan. We had a great time. We started our temporary residency here. I would definitely go back. And I will just say, I'm just so saddened about this because we should be able to coexist while the Canadian and US dollars contribute to the economy. We must respect the country we're in. That's just given having decorum.
If you still don't know what happened in Mazatlan, Mexico, let me put y'all on because I got several things to say about it. So this video went viral comparing the white people enjoying their vacation as opposed to the Mexicans that typically play banda music on the beach. Now, Mazatlan is known for its banda sinaloense music, which is a huge tradition, listening to banda on the beach. So hotel owners were receiving some complaints from our fellow white tourists about how the music was very loud. So guess what the hotel owner did? He prohibited banda music at his hotels. You heard that right. The second I heard about that, I was like, oh no, they fucked with the wrong ones. And sure enough, for 4 entire days, people were protesting in the streets. You could hear banda music all effing day for 4 days. I knew this was gonna happen. You're gonna tell our people to tone it down when this has been a tradition for years. This has literally been people's livelihoods in that area for years. And because a white tourist wasn't exactly a fan of our music, we had to tone it down. No, sir, not today. So for one, I knew this was going to happen. I'm very proud of my people, and I'm very happy that we continue to fight to keep our traditions. But that hotel owner, I understand the bag is important, but no, sir. We will not continue bowing down to these white people. Like, you're trying to carry your way into Mazatlan is not going to happen. So that's why you're seeing all these Mazatlan videos and trends going on. Of course, by now, he pulled back that order, like people are back to normal now. But there seems to be a pattern going on in Mexico. I've heard that the salsas are being gentrified, that they're not as spicy as they used to be. And of course, in Mexico City, there's been a lot of new people moving in. And that's kind of scary to me because, look, as a proud Mexicana, I bring my culture with me everywhere. And to think that because of tourism, our culture would see any type of change in Mexico, we are not going to allow that. My people are not a people to be pushed over like that because of some profits.
Honestly, if you ask me, I would say the audacity of some palm color travelers showcased in this video is truly staggering, deeply troubling. It speaks to a broader pattern of colonial attitudes and behaviors, where dominant groups feel entitled to assert control over marginalized communities and their cultural practices. Now, this kind of behavior perpetuates systems of oppression and reinforces the notion that certain cultures are inferior or less deserving of respect. Ultimately, this video serves as a stark reminder of the importance of cultural sensitivity, humility, and respect when traveling to foreign countries. It's a call to action for all travelers, particularly those who hold positions of privilege, to approach their experiences with humility and an open mind, and to recognize and celebrate the beauty and richness of diverse cultures around the world. Anything less is not only disrespectful, but also perpetuates harmful power dynamics and reinforces systems of inequality. In all honesty, the behavior of these travelers reflects a long-standing colonial legacy in which dominant groups feel entitled to assert control over marginalized communities and their cultural practices. This attitude perpetuates systems of oppression and reinforces the idea that certain cultures are inferior or less deserving of respect. The power dynamics at play in these situations are profound. Palm color travelers, often coming from wealthier and more privileged backgrounds, exert their influence over local communities that may rely on tourism for economic stability. Now, this imbalance of power can lead to the exploitation and marginalization of local populations. The attempts by some travelers to silence Mexican bands and alter traditional dishes represent a form of cultural imperialism in which dominant cultures seek to impose their own values and preferences onto others. Now, this erasure of local culture undermines the diversity and richness of the global community. The demands of these travelers can have significant economic consequences for local businesses and communities by pressuring restaurants to change their menus or bands to alter their music. They disrupt long-standing cultural practices and potentially harm the livelihoods of those who depend on tourism for income. Despite these challenges, many local communities demonstrate remarkable resilience and resistance in the face of cultural imposition. The protests against attempts to ban Mexican bands or alter traditional cuisine illustrate a strong sense of cultural pride and determination to preserve local heritage. Now, these incidents highlight the need for greater global awareness and cultural sensitivity among travelers. It's important for individuals to educate themselves about the cultures and customs of the places they visit, and to approach their experiences with humility, respect, and an open mind. Allies within the travel community have a role to play in challenging and confronting instances of cultural imperialism and entitlement. By advocating for cultural respect and supporting local communities, travelers can help create a more inclusive and equitable tourism industry. Addressing the root causes of cultural entitlement requires long-term systemic change. Now, this may involve efforts to decolonize travel narratives, promote responsible tourism practices, and support initiatives that empower local communities and preserve their cultural heritage. By examining these deeper layers of the issue, we gain a fuller understanding of the impact of cultural entitlement and the importance of promoting cultural respect, humility, and equity in the realm of travel and tourism. It's a call to action for all travelers to approach their experiences with empathy, mindfulness, and a commitment to fostering positive and respectful interactions with diverse cultures around the world. Now, it's important to recognize that cultural entitlement intersects with other forms of privilege and oppression, such as gender, class, and nationality. Palm-colored travelers who exhibit cultural entitlement may also benefit from other forms of privilege, further exacerbating power imbalances in their interactions with local communities. Now, understanding the historical context of colonialism and imperialism is important for contextualizing contemporary instances of cultural entitlement. The legacy of colonialism continues to shape global power dynamics and influence the behavior of travelers from historically dominant nations. Cultural entitlement can also have environmental implications, particularly in ecologically sensitive areas where tourism can contribute to habitat destruction, pollution, and resource depletion. Palm-colored travelers who assert their preferences without regard for local ecosystems can exacerbate environmental degradation. Now, while instances of cultural entitlement are concerning, education and awareness about cultural sensitivity and responsible travel practices is crucial for addressing cultural entitlement. Now, travelers can benefit from cultural competency training, ethical travel guidelines, and resources that provide insights into the complexities of global travel. Governments and international organizations have a role to play in addressing cultural entitlement through policy and regulation. Implementing codes of conduct for tourism with an open mind and a willingness to learn from and celebrate the richness of cultural diversity. And it's a testament to the resilience and strength of communities like the Mexican people, who refuse to be silenced or erased in the face of cultural entitlement. Now, recent incidents of cultural entitlement in travel provide stark examples of the challenges faced by host communities, from complaints about music on Mexican beaches to demands for alterations to traditional cuisine. Now, these incidents underscore the economic, social, and environmental consequences of cultural entitlement. Yet amidst these challenges, stories of resistance and empowerment emerge, demonstrating the resilience of marginalized communities in the face of cultural imperialism. We have finally come to the end of the video. Share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.